It might be the first vegetable Scott's seen in a while, but it's not a happy reunion.
Not a huge fan of cauliflower.
Not a huge fan of meatballs.
It's one of the vegetables that I really don't like. Kind of makes me feel sick if I have a couple of bits of it, to be honest.
While Emma ploughs on, Scott throws in the towel.
I think I will have to leave it because I don't think I could face another bit.
But after bringing her total to 17 meatballs, Emma finally admits defeat.
Nothing else.
I'm done. No.
Emma's calling it a night, but little does she know it's actually time for a snack attack.
Some chocolate cakes and crisps.
Oh my God.
Enjoy. See you later.
Bye. Oh my God. I can contemplate one chocolate bar, but crisps as well. Oh my gosh.
The next day, and lunch for Emma is a jumbo-sized junk fest.
I see what you mean when you said you have a big lunch.
To tackle Emma's health freak tendencies and portion size phobia, she must try and eat everything in front of her.
So she's having a laugh. That's enough for about 4 people.
But as Scott tucks into his solitary tuna sweet corn sandwich and breadsticks,
Ain't all gone.
Emma decides she's not playing by the diet swap rules.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily the quantity, it's the content, because it all just tastes the same on the plate.
Yeah.
I don't like being restricted. I just want what I want. Do you know what I mean?
Emma's over-the-top control of food probably had a specific trigger point, so she and Scott delve into the past to try and find where their food issues began.
This is me at 20. I was on holiday with a group of friends.
You definitely look much more fuller there.
Yeah. And there's a bit of a difference between these two as well.
Yeah.
That was a couple of months after I got made redundant.
Right. So I take it the redundancy did hit quite hard then, in
Yeah.
terms of things like that. Like,
It's really hard.
that.
I remember being quite down about it and stressed. So that's probably where my smaller and smaller portions came from.
Right.
I just didn't feel like eating because I was stressed out. I think looking at the photos was really useful. I think emotionally I lost the sort of routine, the 9-to-5 routine of not having a job, and there didn't seem to be not much of an element of control in my life. So maybe I introduced that by controlling my food. I think it kind of spiralled a bit out of control from there, really. So were you quite into your food from like a really young age then?
Yeah. Mum and Dad made sure that I was always one that enjoyed and appreciated the food that I had and was never really brought up on anything crap.
So what happened between then and there then?
I was working at a supermarket on the tills, and the fact that you're putting through all the stuff, you've seen all the special deals going on, and you're like, oh, I'll buy that looks quite good, oh, I'll buy that, it's really cheap. And I get outside of work and I'm like, if I take this home, my mum and dad are going to kill me, so I better eat it now. And I'd end up eating most of it there and then. And I think that's what kind of triggered the whole snacking to the excess. So...
Do you think it's because your parents kept you under quite a tight rein and didn't let you have like any rubbishy, junky type food, that when you suddenly realised that you can, you went the other way because you'd never been had it, you'd always been denied it?
Yeah, I'd never actually really thought like that before. That it could have been the fact that I had more time to myself, that I would try and fit in as much stuff that Mum and Dad would not agree on. We've touched on things that I've never really thought of before. I think it has helped quite a bit to see where it started and how it's gotten to the point it's at now.
Scott's turned a vital corner in understanding the emotional triggers that have led to his overeating, and Christian wants to show him what can happen if he doesn't take control now.
Come on in, have a seat with me.
With at least 400 million obese people in the world, Glasgow boy Scott is not alone. And Scotland may have the second highest rate of obesity in the developed world, but one nation is still the unbeaten heavyweight champion, and that's the good old US of A. In this series, we've been following 8 morbidly obese Americans who are offering a lifeline to our supersizers by sharing their experiences.
Difficult start to the morning when I wake up. Excruciating pain in my joint.
I have a problem with putting my shoes on. I almost hyperventilate.
It's now too late to ever undo the damage they've done to themselves. but they hope to inspire our supersizers to take action.
So I've got something I want you to watch.
Yep.
Okay.
46-year-old Kenny from Oregon weighs 37 stone and needs a cocktail of drugs to stay alive. He has a message for Scott.
Being as large I am and having the obesity problem, it's caused a great number of regrets for me, for the fact that I cannot have activities with my children, that I have 3 grandchildren now. It's one of my biggest loves is skiing, and I so badly want to teach my children, my son, to ski and to be able to go with them. He's now interested in snowboarding, and he's done pretty good on his own. But I have to sit at the lodge and watch him come down the hill. I can't go with him. Elizabeth, can you help me? I need a lot of assistance doing routine activities that a lot of people take for granted. My esteem is so low. It just makes me feel, less than a person than I could be or that I want to be. Because of my obesity, I started having some serious health issues. I have high blood pressure I have to take medication for. The extra weight on my body has affected my joints in such a way that I'm just filled with arthritis. And I had a pulmonary embolism in January of 2008, which I was hospitalized for. One thing leads to another with the obesity, to the point where now I'm on so much medication and that I can't really do anything on my own without getting assistance. A message I would like to send out is that the weight problem, the obesity problem, isn't something that you have to fix on your own. Find the courage to ask for help and to get the help you need, because you don't want to suffer and miss out on the opportunities that life has to offer. Don't wait until it's too late, because if you don't, you'll die.
Did you see any sort of parallels, things that you're feeling or suffering from that he talked about?
He wanted to be able to teach his kids, like skiing and snowboarding and that, but he's got to watch them from the cabin. Same thing as me, I have to watch my mates go snowboarding. The fact that I can't join in with them, and it's something I'd love to do.
Do you think this will have an effect?
Just seeing someone like that. And the problems that he's got now, because he's not done anything about it. Yeah, it's sinking in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, well done, Scott.
Awesome.
Kenny's message has given Scott a major wake-up call. He's always wanted to go snowboarding, but felt too shy of his weight. Now he hits the slopes for the first time ever with keen skier Emma.
I can't get up.
I'll hop you up and then...
Hey.
Oh. So just nice and balanced to the bottom. Oh, it was going.
It's going.
You just can't keep a good man down, and Scott straight up the hill for more.
Yeah, that was awesome. I always thought I had terrible balance, but it's not too bad, and it's been brilliant. I'm kind of gutted I've left it till now to start doing this. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
No, it's good.
Brilliant.
Starting, to be honest, knackered after that.
Many overweight people feel embarrassed about exercising, but as well as all the physical benefits, the hormones and chemicals released during exercise have been shown to reduce anxiety, stress, and depression, improving mood and self-esteem, which can lead to eating less. In other words, exercise can help make you feel happy, eat less, and lose weight.
This is yours for today.
Thank you.
But Scott's mood's about to take a turn for the worse. Not only is his après-ski lunch no more than a cheese salad bagel...
Not a huge fan of tomato, but...
You can take them out.
I think today I couldn't care less.
But Emma, who's faced with another feast of prawn roll, pasties, crisps and chocolate, is once again attempting to dodge the stodge.
Can't face pasties today.
No, not even one. She's had no breakfast and she's getting a big lunch, but she's not eating it because it's something that she's not too fond of. Whereas, I mean, I know personally I've been eating things that I'm not fond of.
Sure you don't want to try the pasties because you're so hungry?
No way. The pasties, I'm afraid I failed miserably. Big chunks of meat inside a pasty. Can't handle that, I'm afraid.
The fact that she's not tried is a bit annoying.
Supersize Scott and Superskinny Emma are 3 days into their diet swap. But Emma's rejection of Scott's food is starting to get on his nerves.
I don't really like white bread either.
No?
Nah. It's like brown. And it just tastes really eggy. Like it's got about 10 eggs in it.
Yeah.
No, I don't like the taste.
The whole reason we're doing this is to swap our diets, basically, and see what the other eats, but she's still controlling what she's eating.
I feel a bit despondent because it wasn't the stuff that I liked. Just something nice and fresh.
Emma's poor attempts to keep to her side of the diet swap have got alarm bells ringing for Christian. Her refusal to eat Scott's food is worrying, as it shows she's struggling to let go of her controlling eating habits. Christian steps in.
How's the food going? How's the eating going?
It's not bad. I think I did pretty well on Monday. I managed to eat 17 meatballs in one sitting.
Which I heard, which was good, and I thought, great, OK, we're starting off well, and then what's happened?
But the other stuff we've been having I really haven't liked, especially last night. A, I wasn't hungry, and B, I really didn't like it. So it's really hard to shovel down stuff that you don't like.
You're still rigidly clinging on to your control. And do you remember I said to you day one, you need to start to relax? There's always sort of an excuse, a reason.
It's difficult, like last night I really didn't like what I had, so...
It doesn't matter, eat the damn stuff. It will do you good.
In the last 10 years, doctors have seen a huge increase in the number of people whose obsession with eating healthy food has led to them being severely underweight and malnourished. A fixation with healthy eating can actually be dangerous, and if left unchecked, can become a serious eating disorder. For further information, visit www.channel4.com/health.
Hey, come on in, have a seat.
Christian's message hasn't hit home with Emma yet, so he asks her to look at some stark images of herself to understand the damage her diet has done.
So tell me your thoughts looking at you now.
Very bony, old, wrinkly skin, old.
You keep saying old, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Is that something that plays on your mind?
No, not really.
You're
I
just
just
noticing
didn't
it
think
now.
that my skin looked that bad.
And from a medical point of view, looking at your skin, yeah, I would agree with you. I think it is slightly damaged and aged more than I would expect. Your diet, to an extent, can help protect that. Minerals like selenium and zinc are really, really important in mopping up those free radicals. You, as you now know, are not getting enough of those things in your diet. In fact, you're deficient in them. And I think that would explain why it's more apparent. One of the biggest things is that you're in control of all this. It's up to you. You know, all you have to do is eat more.
I always thought I had a really healthy diet, so I always thought I was getting all the right nutrients and minerals and vitamins, but yeah, it's quite shocking when you find otherwise. You think you've been doing it right all along and you haven't, and it's a bit of a shock.